Hi, welcome back to my channel. I just did FlossTube number 5, which is for my March Stitchy Madness. I chose the 8 projects that I am going to enter into this little event and how I will bring it down to just one project. That's all set. If you haven't seen that video, these are my itchy nose today. These are the 8 projects that I came up with according to the Spin the Wheel app. So we're just going to set that to the side because we're done with that for now. And we're going to talk about me and cross stitching. Okay. I knew somebody that was a cross stitcher for a long time, but she stopped stitching altogether. And then she had corrective eye surgery and was able to see much clearer, and therefore she started stitching again. So when she would mention cross stitching, it kind of planted a seed, but I did not get a chance to exercise my desire to investigate another hobby at that time. But the seed was planted, and it took a little bit of watering for it to come to fruition. So a few months after that, she even did a live stream where she gave away a lot of projects, but I still wasn't interested, and I didn't pay very close attention. And then one day I decided, you know what? My mom, when she was alive, could do anything. Cross stitch, macrame, needlepoint, crochet, knit, oil painting, pottery, huge jigsaw puzzles, you name it. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to try to cross stitch. So I went to one online source and they didn't have any kits. Somebody suggested that I get a kit. And so I went to another source and I found this kit, which makes for my very first project. And it's right here. It's Positivity, I believe. And I got this and I started this, I think, on October 27th. And I finished it by November 5th, but I ran out of a color and I had to wait for that color to come in. So I couldn't call it a finish until like the 9th. So that was my very first cross stitch project. So when I got that, and I've got a very itchy nose today. I don't know what's going on. My nose never itches. But anyway, I jumped in with both feet. Everybody was telling me, oh, slow down, don't spend a lot of money, make sure you like it. But the thing is, I have a creative gene in me and I knew I would like it, so I kind of didn't take that advice. And that's what you're going to kind of see in this video here. So since my last, since my FlossTube video number 4, I had hoped to work on all of my projects, but that just did not happen. I only worked on a portion of them, and I'll share that with you in this video. So I started investigating, not really even doing a lot of FlossTube or watching a lot of FlossTube, I should say, but I started checking out certain places online like 123 Stitch, Backwater Shop, Leslie J. Tear, her blog, thanks to my friend Danielle. And I started looking at different patterns and I just started spending money. And Etsy, can't leave Etsy out. And at that time I was in Zoom, which a lot of the ladies that are probably still in Zoom are stitchers. So certain recommendations would come up about other patterns and other designers. So then I started joining Facebook groups like the Carolyn Manning Facebook group, the Long Dog Sampler group, Leslie J. Tear. I just started joining the Facebook groups. And then the next phase was to start watching FlossTube. So I started to say I slowly walked into the world of cross stitching, but that's just not true. I jumped with both feet into the world of cross stitching. And where are we today with it? Well, it's been about 8 or 9 days since my last catch up as far as my projects are concerned, but I thought I would show you not only what I'm working on and what I got done since my last video, but also what I will be working on in the weeks to come. So we're just going to get started. We're just going to start with this one. And this one is a Doreen Jones cat, laundry cat, or cat on a laundry basket. So you can kind of see the cat. This is a stack of clothes, maybe towels, blanket sheets, who knows. And I, as of my other video, my other FlossTube, I'm going to back up so you can see my face. My previous FlossTube video where I showed my projects, I had finished this page. And yesterday I did this. This is just yesterday's work. I learned this here from a FlossTuber called Stitch Bug Back. She does ASMR videos, and I started watching her technique. And after watching her videos, I really realized that I can adapt to that technique. Although I was strictly told, you do not want to do any parking until you've been 2 or 3 years into cross stitching. Yeah, somebody told me that. Doing it. So that is that project. The next project that I'm working on is bear tracks. Now, if you watch my March Stitchy Madness video, you some of this is going to be a repeat. So here's the project. I did cut it off when I screenshot it, but there's the project. And I didn't get a heck of a lot done on this. I'm trying to, okay. So this is it right here. And what I got done is these green areas right here and over here. And as a matter of fact, I kind of want to pull this out because you can see the black through there. So this is what I got done recently. I did these little pieces. So that's bear tracks. I'm loving it, other than I feel like I have to frog that one little spot. Next project was not something that was in my 22 Stash Be Gone. This came after January 1st, and it was a Long Dog Sampler crossword, which is KROZWYRD. Danielle is doing this, and I joined because I was already on the Long Dog Sampler Facebook group, not the Long Dog Sampler Sal, but the official one. I started to see other people working on this. So when I decided to do it, I went to the website and I'm like, why aren't they telling me what color to use? And so I asked Danielle, she goes, you choose your own colors. So you can see that it's basically blue on white, all one color. Well, I want to show you what I decided. When I decided to do this, I think I was talking to my friend Fashawn, and I was trying to get an idea how I should work it. And she said, well, you know what your favorite color is, and she knows it's green. She said, so start with that. So I went to the 123 Stitch, and I found this gorgeous green fabric. It's huge. It's twice, whoops. This gorgeous green fabric, okay? And you can see that light green, which is DMC 164. And that's going to be the whole, it's going to be all of everything but the boxes in the words. The boxes that surround the words will be DMC 948. So the whole design is going to be DMC 164, which I just covered over. DMC 164, and the boxes surrounding the words is going to be DMC 948. And the words are going to be my first variegated floss, which I think is called Irish Forest. Okay, so that's the scheme I went through. And if you want to kind of see how everything looks with the floss drop, yeah, there you go. That's it with me taking a picture and printing it on my printer. So let's get this. I just put it to the side. I won't put everything away right now. So I'm excited about this one. And I did put this on my March Stitchy Madness wheel, so I can't work on it again until it comes up. Then there's a Long Dog Sampler Sal for 2022. And for that, I chose Love of Two Hearts. But then I fell in love with crossword, and I'm doing that. I did not do a lot since my last update video, but here's the area that I'm on right now. Now I did leave this floss. There's a piece of floss here because I'm going to continue on with this. But this is all of page 1 and part of page 2. And I believe this one has 9 pages. Now I'm not going to show you all my projects. I'm only going to show you the projects that I have worked on since my last update. And what's coming up. Now this, oops, I just closed the bag. Now this one here is, there was to be an Autism Gnome event, but I didn't want to do a gnome, so I went to Etsy and I found this one. I'm not showing you the pattern, am I? No, I'm not. I just want to make sure I wasn't showing you the pattern, because I'm not. So I love it. It's only 5 colors, so I just did the first 4 puzzle pieces. I love it. So that's a little Facebook group that I belong to. So put everything away. Then the next thing, and I don't recall, I got something stuck in the zipper. I don't recall that this, I don't think I've done anything. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't think I've gotten any more done on this one since my last progress video. But here it is. It's Birdhouses by Lucy Heaton. And in case I did work on it, which I should have written down where I left off, I have 6 out of 9 done. Loving this one. Loving that one. The next project I'd like to show you is a Leslie J. Terre project. And this is her summer motif, Sal, from 2021. I love it. I love flowers. More and more flowers. Just give me flowers, and you got my attention. Oops, I dropped some floss. We don't want to. Oops, and I dropped another floss over there. So I'm glad I dropped this floss because I would have left that floss on the floor. So that's 164. I'll put that over there for now. Okay, so this only got the first flower done, which I need to backstitch, and I'm almost sure I have not touched this since my last update. So that is that one. Loving that one. That's also going on my March Mystery Madness project. And then this one here, again, I'm not so sure if I worked on it since, and I will make a note as to where I am today. So with my next FlossTube, I'll know if I worked on something, and that's a Leslie J. Terre Winter Spring, and I got 6 out of 9 of those done. Now the other one I just showed you, I haven't done any backstitching yet, but this I've done the backstitching thus far. So that's all the progress that I've done since my last update. But what I wanted to show you, let me see if that's all. Let's see 2 things over here. There might be something else. Oh, okay, yeah. There are 2 other things I can show you. I am doing some Sal's stitch-alongs, and I don't know how much of this is, not a heck of a lot is viewable, but it's from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it's How Does Your Garden Grow? And it's like that because it's a mystery project. So for that one, I'm just trying to move the Q-snap. I am up to here. I can't remember his name. He's a gnome. He's a farmer. So there's his boots and whatnot, his overalls, and I've just got to fill in his hands, his body. Down here, there's peas. So other than just finishing his hands and his body, I think this one is pretty much, like a couple hours, and I'll be done with that. I'll be caught up with that. This is monthly, I think, through June or July. That's How Does Your Garden Grow? Another Sal that's ongoing, that just started actually. It started February 1st. February 5th. So like in a few days, we're going to get the drop number 2. So I've got to get to this quickly. Let's see, I'm trying to find something that I can show you. Okay, I really can't, nope, I didn't print anything on this. But it's Little Red Riding Hood from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this is, okay, if I look at the caterpillar Sal, and I were to just focus on that, I could get my caterpillar drops done in half a day's time. The Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery drops are a lot more detailed, so this is more like a week to 2 weeks with me having rotating projects. But this is going to be Little Red Riding Hood, and she's a person of color, so I'm excited about that. So that's Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I guess that's all I can show you because in my project bag I don't have much of an image. I mean, I do have this, but you know, that's what it is. Then I have a few more projects. I'm going to separate them really quickly. Okay, since I just showed you a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery project, I want to show you this is going to be a new start. This is her Cozy Cafe, which just ended, I think, in December. So it was a stitch along that started the latter half of 2021. Excuse me, and has just come to a close, but it's just so beautiful. I don't know why it's crooked, but it's just so beautiful. I love it. So I ordered the stuff for that. It's already out for, it's already been shipped to me, and I think for Cozy Cafe, for one of these I bought a kit, and for the other one I bought stuff at 123 Stitch, but that's Cozy Cafe. Another one from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Fashawn got me into major problems with this website because I have bought 4 patterns from them. Now they have an Under the Sea sale that starts, I think, March 25th in 3 weeks, and it's a mystery. This is just for, like, for example, these are the clues. So obviously this is not going to be what it looks like. So it's going to be 12 clues, I think 10 clues. 10 clues plus a fully finished object tutorial. So this is going to be gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That I ordered a full kit for this, and I'm just waiting for it to come. Then I saw something else on Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery that I just had to have, and it's called Maple Lane. Okay, let me show you. I just saw it. So these two, I ordered full kits, just like the Little Red Riding Hood. When I say full kits, it's the fabric and the floss. So those are full kits. For Maple Lane, I wasn't able to buy a full kit, so I just wanted to separate that for a minute. So here's Maple Lane. This website is going to get me in trouble. They've got a whole fairy tale theme with 3 or 4 different oh my goodness. So I think in April I'm buying those. So I chose this fabric for it, and I ordered the floss. So that's all I can show you on that because it hasn't arrived yet. So that's Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, my new addiction, my newest love for cross stitching. Now on 123 Stitch, I bought this Home Sweet Home image or pattern so that it can be made into a pillow. And I bought this back in November, but I didn't touch it. But I do have the fabric. It's got a floss card. And I imported, I forgot I started on it. Oh well, I guess I started on it. Not much, but totally forgot I started on it. So this here, I was able to bring into GoodNotes on my iPad so I can work digitally. As a matter of fact, anything that I do right now is being done by digital tracking. So if it's Android, if it's accessible to the Android thingy-majiggy, then I'm doing them on an Android. If I can't do it on Android, I'm importing them into my iPad. Another thing that I bought from 123 Stitch last year was this little cat afternoon nap. It's just adorable. So I don't think I started on this one, if I'm not mistaken. No. So it's just a small piece of fabric for this one. And so I took a screenshot of the pattern. I scanned in screenshots of the pattern so that this is all ready to go on GoodNotes. So that's going to be getting started soon. And there's just one more thing to show you guys. Just one more thing. This is the April 2022 Just Cross Stitch magazine. And how pretty is that? I fell in love. Actually, I fell in love with the whole magazine, but there's only so many hours in the day and so many days in a week and months in a year and so forth. So the pattern is right here. Not going to show you. So I already bought the floss for it. I just haven't kitted it up, and I cut the fabric for it. So that is going to be a new start. So I think the 5 new starts I will make. Well, one I already started. So those 5 new projects will be started during this month. But because I'm doing the March Stitching Madness, I won't put more than an hour or 2 of time into each of those projects. And then I'll bring up this up to date, the Little Red Riding Hood, and I'll bring up How Did Your Garden Grow up to date. And then the rest of the things that I showed you in this video, I will be focusing on for the March Stitching Madness. And the other thing I wanted to mention is my Tale is Oldest Time sale. Why am I not showing it to you? It's because I was confused. Now, I have been watching a boatload of FlossTube, and I have joined a bunch of Facebook groups, but I did not understand about fabric count. It's recommended to be done on 16 count Aida. So I had trouble with the fractionals because I'm such a new stitcher. So I restarted it because I messed up on the counting, and I restarted it. And I restarted it on 18 or something like that. And I still couldn't get the fractionals done. So I bought more size 18, and somebody mentioned to me, of Stephanie Nelson, that wait a minute, you do realize that the smaller the count is, the more difficult the fractionals are going to be. So I thought I was going bigger because I went from 16 to 18, but I really need to go bigger by going 16 to 14. So I'm just waiting for that fabric to come, and then I'm going to restart it. Why am I restarting a project for the 3rd time? It's because I am not going to I am not going to work on something that is subpar. It's just not me. It's my, I won't call it OCD, but I'll call it perfectionism. You know, it has to look good to me. So that is why that did not come up in this rotation of projects that I have been working on. Of course, I worked on it. I finished 2 rooms, but I'm just not happy with it. And can't work with it. So that's it. I'm excited to upload this video for you guys and keep on trucking because I'm loving it. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.